Hello guys, No Mercy here, and today I will be covering the Bazooka 4-man Trash Killer Wizard. This is the guide for the wizard I've been playing in 4-man for pushes. Alright, I will be covering some variation of the builds as well, but I will start with the standard one. And let's first go over the items you use for the build. For your head, let me just for your head or helmet you use the Swarmy, and the optimal one is to have critical hit chance, meteor damage, and critical hit gains 4 arcane power, like this one. And then on secondary, you want 14 maximum arcane power. On your shoulders, you want Manual of Channeling. What you want on Manual of Channeling is you want to have a high secondary, like a 25% on there. They can roll from 20 to 25, and you want it on 25. Then you want cooldown, 8%, and then you want area damage, and then int and vitality. For your chest, you want Achilles. The best one is rolled with int, vitality, reduce damage from elites, and secondary, reduce damage from melee attacks. The secondary, the primary resource, it's no big difference if it's 90 and 95%, because when you shoot, you're gonna lose the entire mana on your meteor, so it doesn't matter what the secondary is. For your amulet, there's some different amulet you can use. The most standard one is this one, Moonlight Ward. Because you can roll 25% arcane damage, and what you wanted on all of your amulets is crit and arcane damage. What else you can do is you can run Spirit Necklace, I think it's called, or let me see, yeah, this one. I don't have a good one, but in order to run this one with crit arcane, is that you want Stone Gauntlets, these ones. I don't have a good one either, so that's why I'm not running with that. And you want to swap up some passives. If you're gonna do that, I can go over that later. And you can also run the Flavor of Time with crit area and crit arcane skill and area or cooldown on it, and then Socket, of course. And you can run a Hellfire Amulet with crit arcane or crit area damage, depending on what you got. That's the common amulet you can use. For the gloves, you can use any gloves with the quad stats like crit, area, and cooldown. The best one, I think, besides Stone Gauntlets, is the gloves who gives you a shield when you hit an elite, but it really doesn't matter. The team should keep you alive. So just quad gloves. For the belt, we're using Fasulas, and what you want on that is have a high as possible Archon stacks, and then you want int, wit, life, and armor on it. For the bridges, we're using Ancient Path and Defenders, and you want as high secondary on that, 9 to 12. It's okay, but when a lot of enemies get stuns, the 9 to 12 is a big difference. And then you want arcane skill damage, and you want critical hit chance, and then int and vitality. For the rings, we're using Halo and Convention. What we're gonna use for the Halo is crit damage, cooldown reduction, and area damage. And you have crit damage on this one, so you want crit chance on that, and then area damage and cooldown as well. So you want have crit damage on one of them and crit chance on the other one, and then area and cooldown on the 2 other stats. If you're gonna run Black Hole, if I were gonna show, you're gonna swap the Halo, because we're gonna swap up Stone Armor for Stone of Jordan, for Black Hole, sorry, swap Stone Armor for Black Hole, so we don't use the storm armor anymore, so the 80% less damage you take with 5 seconds after your storm armor electrocutes an enemy more than 15 yards away is useless. So we're gonna swap to an Stone of Jordan instead. And on Stone of Jordan you want Arcane skill, gives 20% more damage, area damage, and then elite damage on it, of course, which I already roll, and then Arcane Power Body, you will have that if you're a wizard. And that's only if you're gonna run Black Hole. And if you're gonna run Black Hole, you need to have the Cheat Death passive because you're squishy as fuck. So you want to run with an Hellfire Amulet to get the Cheat Death passive. Alright, for the pants, we're using the famous Swampland pants. Because they can roll elemental damage on it, and that's arcane skill damage you want, of course. And then you want int, vitality, and armor on it. Not all rest, but armor. For the boots, we're using either illusory boots or Nilfur's boots. And the illusionary is gonna help us, of course, get through enemies and walk out when we shoot to get maximum distance for our Saystone. And what you want on that is int, vitality, armor, and meteor damage. That's the best one you can get. So the best illusory or Nilfur's boost. So it's just what you get rolled best. You put, and then the other one is in cube. For the weapon, we use a Death Wish, of course. And what we want on that, the best is 10% damage, 24% arcane, area damage, sorry, and then 10% cooldown. If you are having cooldown on this and your 2 rings, you don't need cooldown on your weapon. But for if you're gonna run Black Hole, you're missing cooldown on one of them. It's kind of hard to keep up your rotation, so you want to have cooldown on your weapon as well. Or have one with higher, like I have trouble with Black Hole, so I need the 10% damage, the 10% cooldown, and the 24% area damage to actually get it to work. But you can use something like this instead, if you're gonna run with a cooldown weapon. Then you want area damage and cooldown, and then the damage, and yeah. For the offhand, we're using S18, and what we want on that is we want to have maximum arcane power on secondary, and then we want as high as close to 150% damage on the secondary. And then you want, if you can, it's really hard to get like mine, like a quad offhand, like I was really lucky. But what you want is critical hit chance, area damage, and meteor damage or cooldown, depending on what your cooldown is. What else you want? Area damage, crit chance, cooldown, meteor damage, as mine. Alright, let's talk about the different variation of the skills. Okay, for the first one, we have the one with Halo. And what we want is Scramble with Storm Armor. The reason why we want to have Scramble is because every time we get hit by melee or range attack, we get 25% movement speed for 3 seconds. Why we want that is because every time we shoot our meteor like this, we want to run as fast as we can and then pop our Rare Frost and Archon, because we're using Power Hungry passive. I'll get into that. And then we're using Saystones. So we want to get as fast away for the meteor where it hits as possible. So that's why we want that, because then we can get further away. On my right click, we're using Rayfrod, Sleet Storm. It's just a channeling skill. You can also use Cold Blood. It depends on what you like. When we are doing this, when we're channeling, we are also popping Obsidian, as we have in the cube, and then we are having this Man of Channeling secondary. So while you're channeling, you take 25% reduced damage. So this means if you're gonna, as soon as you're out of Archon, you wanna channel, because then you take 25% less damage. You can feel it sometimes. If you stop channeling, you will get a lot of damage into you. So you want to have this channeling until your rotation starts. Then we on my one, we're using Wave of Force with Arcane Attunement. The Arcane Attunement is each enemy hit on the Arcane Attunement. I can't remember the range of it, but it increases damage of your next arcane spell by 4%. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna pop this before you're popping your Meteor. So let's say if you're hitting 10 enemies, of course you're usually hitting like 70, but if you say 10 enemies, your next Meteor will have 40% increased damage. So that's a huge damage buff to your build. Then we're using our main damage, is the Meteor with Star Pact, and the Star Pact is turning into Arcane. And then it costs 40. And then after the 40, it's gonna consume every arcane power, and each point of an extra arcane power spent increase the impact damage of the Meteor by 20%. So yeah, you can count if you have like 100%, and then you're gonna use the 40, you will have 60 left, and then you're gonna have 60 times 20% of the Meteor if you have no resource cost. If you have more resource cost, it will be, of course, more damage. But the resource cost is not that much. It's a little bit, not that much. So don't bother spending resource cost on your items. For my stacking, or you can say stacking your arcane dynamo stacking. You are using Electrocute with Lightning Blast. You can use that, or you can use Surge Power, or you can use Chain Lightning. There's a lot of different. You can actually use all of them. I don't recommend this one, Fog Lightning. Someone likes to use that as well, but I use Lightning Blast. Then for my 4 button, I'm using my Archon, which is the big damage buff as well, with pure power, so I have more cooldown. So I can keep my rotation. So what it does, I'm gonna tell about the rotation in a minute, but if you're gonna time it correctly, you will get all the damage from your Meteor into your Archon. So let's say I'm gonna kill 50 enemies, I will have 100 Archon stacks to my build, of course. And that means, and when I'm out of Archon, I will have the 100 stacks for 20 seconds for my Swarmy. So let's say I have 100 stacks, and I'm gonna channel, popping my Obsidian, and then for the next Meteor shot, I'm gonna have 100 Archon stacks. And 100 Archon stacks is 600% increased damage, overall damage, for my next shot. So you want to have as much kills as possible for the next Meteor, because then you have more damage, of course. You have 6% more damage for your next shot for every stack of your Archon. And you automatically start with 50. So that's a nice thing. Alright, for passives. Let's start on the other side. You use Arcane Dynamo, which allowed us to get. If you use a signature spell, that's my Electrocute, you will get 55 stacks. And when my 5 stacks are up, it's gonna consume my 5 stacks. And when I pop my Meteor, because it's a non-signature spell, and it will deal 60% additional damage. So it will look like this when you stack it. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. And then when you pop your Meteor, whoop, all gone, and it will deal 60% more damage. Then we're gonna use Power Hungry. You remember I talked about running out before? That's because we're using Power Hungry. You deal 30% additional damage to enemies further than 30 yards. So when you're gonna pop this, whoop, you're gonna run out. So you're getting both the 30 yard and the max save stone range as possible. Then we use Evocation for the 20% cooldown. And then here's the tricky one. If you have either fire or cold or lightning on the damage range on your weapon, you see I have fire damage. You can use elemental exposure. If you just have the damage, like it says, to 940 damage, no elemental. elemental exposure doesn't work, and you have to use astral presence instead, which gives you 20 more arcane power. What it does, it's damage enemies with arcane cold, fire, lightning, will cause them to take 5% more damage from your attacks for 5 seconds. And this stacks up to 4 times. And you can see elemental damage from your weapon contributes to elemental exposure. So that's why we're using that instead of astral presence. If you don't have, as I said, you're using astral presence instead. Alright, for my cube, I forgot to mention that when I went over my skills. We're using the Grand Visor. What it does, it's have 50% resource cost on the meteor, and the big one here is that it deals 400% more damage. That's a big damage buff. For our boots, I'm using illusory, as I said, or you can use the Nilfierce boots on the cube as well. Then on our agility shot, we're using Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. You can, if you have a really bad convention, like with no high secondary, you can use Obsidian and then cube convention. I really don't recommend this because Obsidian always have attack speed, cooldown, resource cost, and critical hit chance. So you won't have crit damage or area damage on it like this. So I really don't recommend that. Alright, this was the first setup. Let me talk about the speed version. The only big difference about the speed version is if I go to the cube, I have the Leroy's Crown. Oh, okay, that's actually more different. I have the Leroy's Crown instead, and I don't have illusionary boost because I swapped the Archon to teleport. So I have the teleport option. And then actually I want this, as I said. And then I swapped Power Hungry to Educacity. That's the only difference. So what it does is you have the option when you pop your Archon, you can teleport around the map to like, if you have bad maps like Spaghetti and stuff like that, you can skip much more. And you're usually just gonna boom, do your rotation, meteor pop, and boom, you're gonna find the next pack. So the reason why we swapped to the Leroy's Crown is because you just have teleport and you don't get the 100% more cooldown. Alright, this is the black hole version. If you're gonna run black hole, you want to have secondary reduced damage from melee attacks, and then you want armor on this, and you want armor on this. Else you have trouble surviving. Then you also want to swap all your gems to the red gems or green gems to get more armor. And then you want the extra cheat death. Like I said, my wait, what? Let me just see. Yeah, I have. Let me check. What does it have? It has arcane dynamo. So I have to have unstable anomaly, so I don't die when I pop. That's a big one. And then of course you want black hole with spell steal on it. So each enemy hit with black hole deal 10% reduced damage for 5 seconds, and you get 3% damage. So let's say you hit 100 enemies. Usually don't, you hit like 60 to 70 most of the time. If you get 100, you get 30% more damage for your next shot. So that's another damage buff. And then we swapped to Stone of Jordan. Alright. For the gems, we're using Bane of the Trap. We're using Sage Stone. And we're using Legacy of Dreams to get the low end buff. Alright, let me just see here. Alright. You want to have around 58% cooldown to have the full rotation going. 57 is fine as well as mine. You want around 58% to pop Oculus all the time. Alright, let's see here. I will just show the rotation. Okay, you have your convention and it will go from cold to fire to lightning to arcane. And it keep repeating that rotation. You have to know the rotation so you know when to pop, when to start. So I will just gonna show the rotation without convention. You have to first pop Wave of Force. You do like this. Then you wanna stack 5. And then you're gonna pop your Meteor. I will not do it correctly. And then you wanna pop your Ray of Frost while the Meteor lands. And the second the Meteor lands, you're gonna pop your Archon. Of course, you have Scramble on all the time. Like it's 10 minutes stack, so it's gonna be on all the time. So you have to do this in a fast way. And you wanna start as soon as you enter Lightning, or like now. So Wave of Force, 5 stacks. Throw the Meteor, channeling, and pop Archon when it lands. And when the Meteor is falling, you don't want to run out before you shoot, because if you run out, like all, let's say the waypoint here is all the mobs, the pixel is here. If you run out, like here, to get the max distance first, you won't get Wave of Force. So if you go out here and pop and do rotation, you will get 0 Wave of Force stacks, maybe 2 or 3. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand. If it's the pixel, not on the pixel can kill you. Just right next to the pixel, and you look at the rotation, you're channeling, and whoops, you see it starting, you go like this, and the Meteor will hit, and the Meteor is gonna hit when the Arcane is coming on your rotation. You don't have to throw the Meteor on Arcane, because the damage from your Wave of Force is also when the Meteor hits, so it's just when Arcane damage is increased, the Meteor lands, it's fine. So let me show one more time. You are channeling, you're waiting, you're resetting, and then you go like this. Whoop, sorry. Let me try again. I pressed the wrong button. And you're channeling. Of course you want maximum arcane power. There you go, and you go like this. And you go like this. Alright. If you want to spawn Oculus, you have to do it in fire. So as soon as you come out of your Archon, let me just go. I will exit in a second. So you're channeling, you're popping Wave of Force, you stack. You shoot your Meteor where you want, and then you're channeling, and then you're channeling up again, and then you're gonna run 5. Wave of Force 5, and then you're gonna pop your Meteor and run into the Oculus. So simple as that. Alright, I think that was it for the skills and rotation and stuff like that. So now I'm gonna show you the rank 34 I think we got, clear as a wizard. Yeah, so good luck watching the video.
Du kan ikke holde noget, det her heller.
Ooh.
I think it's the first woods we get in first map today.
Oh, boys.
I'm tired.
Okay, this is rank 1, guys. Let's focus.
Focus.
Okay, I'm out now. Can you make a better pixel, or is that impossible?
Yeah, I can if you want. Let's do on the left side.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh shit, I have to shoot.
Yeah.
Let me see my Meteor, that's fine.
Oh my god. Oh, you're so lucky the area block. Somehow you got the...
Okay, we're gonna get all the elites at the mid and end. Oh, there's one blue up there, okay. Let's wait pulling it, I think.
Yeah. It's fine, the summoner standing there casting colors. Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
Congrats, man.
We.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 here. A Punisher and some nice blues.
Yeah, they're nice.
We have a pylon, I don't know what it is. I just see the...
Oh, nice pixel.
Yeah, man.
Can't do it.
Go and do it.
Do we have content?
Yeah.
We can do it.
Oh, wow.
What do we think?
Okay, no, can you curse? Oh, thank you. I don't see where the other Oculus is, so it's gonna be this one.
Nice shot.
Okay, let's do one here. We got contact! Oh, did I got run through middle? Oh, is that okay in that? Oh, that's okay, yeah. We got
So small.
contact.
Go on.
Okay, dropping for Oculus, that's nice.
Cursing.
Kaboom.
Oof.
Go
Not
here.
far, guys.
That-
Not far.
Okay,
And you
okay.
can put them here.
Yeah, and we have 2 more elites up there. you see
Exactly.
them?
But they wanna stay down, I see.
No, he says stay here, so. There's a lot up, a lot of trash up. Oh, this is fine, this is so good. Holy shit, this is Diablo orgasm. Ooh. Okay, no Oculus for me, so I'm just gonna...
That's good. Kill the yellow.
We don't even fucking need the conduit. Oh, wormhole. Ugh.
And I have flavor of time now, so we are
Oh, that's
three with
cool.
flavor
One
of
more,
time.
and one more pylon, I don't know what it is.
We'll see. Maybe we can take for channeling. I'll just take the extra lead.
Yep.
Oh, there's a lot of trash here, man. What the fuck?
Maybe,
Yaga?
I don't know, if it's a bad affix. Can we bring it?
Okay, we have
Yeah,
walls.
we're fine, we're fine.
Break walls, break walls. Yep,
Okay,
nice.
just use my potion. Who need walls?
Can we take this?
Oh my god, so many summoners up there. Holy.
Yeah, there were so many of them.
Okay, we have 2 wormholes. Så
Okay.
I just got wormhole when I picked it.
jeg tror ikke, vi har fået så meget med ham den anden stjernekaster. Okay, I'm out now.
Pixel in the wall.
So many fucking summoners, it's sick.
Oh, bats.
We will lag now. Guys, we will lag. Let's not fuck up with the lag now. Don't put more.
No, don't put more. I'll stay in here now.
Oh, I'm good with it. We only have 65. Okay, they're gonna spawn, right? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but there's still
no,
summoners
no,
up
no.
here.
Walls.
Gonna burn them? Oh, it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early.
But he can make a pixel for you now. Down right or
I'm not
something.
missing that. Oh, wormhole.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Don't die.
Yellow, on the yellow. On the yellow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Ah, nice shit.
I was about to die. Wanna stay here? Oh, wormhole.
Good.
Oh my god, everything is low. The conduit's gonna be... This gonna be a baby.
See if there's a lead more down here. There's one more.
Yeah, one blow.
Oh, I need IP.
Follow me, man.
Oh, I'm out. I need the monk. Oh, I'm good now.
Why the monk followed me?
Your leader.
Ah.
Oh, wormhole. Watch out for the wormhole.
You got the blue?
Yeah.
I take.
No, wait. Should okay, yeah, just take. I don't care. It was just like you should come. Yeah.
I will give you speed.
I need IP. I'm out now.
You have IP now. Trying to bring the yellow. Yeah, he's here, but he has walls around him. He's here now.
Oh, yes.
Trying to rescue. We got the
Can
rest.
I accept it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I could. Wait, wormhole.
Oh, this progress, man. Holy shit. Oh, I'm out. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
We go down, but now there's nothing up.
I'm gonna reset because this is.
Speed.
We have 16 seconds. No, we don't take it. We don't take it.
No.
We can kill. Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna wait until. Okay, decent one.
Ouch.
I'm just gonna pop my Archon now. So...
Wanna do one here?
No, I didn't pop my Archon, oh my god. We can go all the way to next. It's okay.
As long as it's saying what you're doing, guys. I just need to know.
Oh, lol, Helions.
Oh,
Helions, fucking Helions!
kidding me.
Oh my god.
Oh, somebody truck?
No, I don't think.
Maybe my shoulders.
I don't know. Everything went away, but it's okay. It's okay. We just need the trash. We don't even need elites now.
No, just go for stress.
We will not get another Python, I think.
No.
If you get Blighter...
Then it will be close to rank 1.
Yeah. If you get Blighter, you should go to the start. Maybe, yeah.
Or end.
I think start's closest. On,
Oh, the pixel is strong here. Lagging. Lagging like that.
Ember. Ember is fine.
7 minutes, I mean, come on. You want me
Oh, fuck. Oh, yes, I can see the boss fight! Woohoo!
What did you say?
You want me to charge every time she does that trick?
It's fine.
The Meteor should be stunned, like stunned now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I asked. I usually
Yeah,
do
you
it
can
like-
do.
Oh, I can't see the boss fight anyway. Go FM, go FM.
Oh, shit,
Ah.
no way.
That's fine.
Too fast. Yeah, you don't have this freaking step. Later on, it's important for me.
Come back to me!
With Blighter, would we have rank 1?
Nah.
Maybe.
Is that 9 minutes? Then we would.
Yeah. Lighter would have been dead like.
Yeah, yeah. So we had rank 1, yeah. 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Should have been rank 1, yeah. Imagine if you were rank 1.
Would have been nice. Right after we replaced the Wizz, or what to say. Well, this was a good map also, but
First woods with zombies, and then woods with... we skipped one map, and then woods with Helions.
can you make sure I don't get this?
He doesn't have 10 stacks of... but should be okay, I guess.
Yeah. But I'm so scared. With this.
The name, Abla. Mabla!
No, they came here. Don't come here. The boss followed me. Shout.
Jeg fandt, jeg tror, der var en 150, hvor jeg one-shottede... jeg one-shottede Ember med land i physical med 2 og så power. Jeg tror, den havde 80 til 0.
3 of them, one shout now.
Yeah. I'll run out. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, nice. Play it safe. We have
No, can you come back? I can see the health of the Ember.
It's quite ripped though.
300 stacks. You just play ultra safe on the ads. Like now.
Can you get them away?
I'm stunning them. They won't come to you.
Oh, I see the health now. No. Oh my god, nice. Will this be... Yes, it will be a new record. It's so sad, Autumn. We better get rank 1 if we get a Blighter, because then it will be 8 minutes and 30 seconds clear. But, yeah.
We need a Mitra in the physical, man.
Oh, oh, oh!
Silly, thank you so much for the follow, man, and welcome to the stream.
No, my all this.
Hvad så?
Ja, jeg popper lige ind i...
Nå.
Så kommer med et ord, og så TP'er hun væk, og så er det minions forsvinder jo.
Yeah, minions are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, but she TP right in the Virtua, and all the minions got away right when I popped the land.
Yeah, watch out now, watch out. I will keep them stunned.
This is good. This is gonna be a video for my Bazooka guide, I think. Oh my gosh, so why not blind?
We need it all over the place. Can we move?
Yeah, sure.
Whoa, Drexen!
I really don't like the...
Yeah,
Drexend.
I know, man.
Thank you, Drexen. Thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription for 2 months in a row. Means a lot to me.
Det er lige for, vi ikke engang finder rekord. Vi bliver nødt til at move den der.
Nej, vi havde 14 minutter rekord.
Only the big ones,
It's okay.
if I remember.
Oh, that shot. He's gonna die next to me too if you have lane ready for that. Oh.
I will charge.
Yeah.
Hey, she moved away.
Yeah. She does it every time it's physical now. He's dead, yeah.
Nice.
It wasn't that hard.
Bit rip bust though.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
What?
3 out of 4 failed.
Grass tankers, Autumn. Poggers, yeah, Poggers. I'm listening to the Root Sandstorm.